Hello everybody, good evening, we are live. People are coming in already, good to see you all. Hi Ivor. Hi Jacqueline, Sandra's here, good to see you. Hi Rudy, hi Hans. Hello everybody, good to see you all. Well, it's Thursday night, it's a live evening, and I'm gonna play. That's what it is. I'm gonna play today, I'm gonna play tomorrow, because Friday evening is play date at Elizabeth Craft Designs. I'm gonna be live there again tomorrow. So yeah, I know Marga was live playing with Esther's new release, right? I'm pretty sure that was awesome. She was live at Doily. So tomorrow I'm going to be live at Elizabeth Craft Designs again. So yeah. But tonight we're going to have some fun here, and I'm just going to play. But first of all, I'm going to give you all some time to come in. Hi Joyce, hi Andrea, hi Femke, hi Belinda, Petra is here, Tineke is here. Good to see you all. Yeah, we're going to have some fun tonight. I'm going to play with some new goodies that I got. A couple of weeks ago we had a meeting with the team that was going to do the retreat here in the Netherlands. And that was in a shop, Jutz. I saw something that I had my eye on for a while, and it was 50% off, so I could not resist. It was quite expensive, but yeah, that's what it is. So, hi Andrea, hi Joyce. Well, now people are coming in, that's good. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch the cameras and I'm just going to talk you through what I'm going to do. In the meantime, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's switch cameras. Shopping for craft supplies is always fun, but it's this was expensive. Caran d'Ache. These are what are they called? I pulled some colors out already that I'm going to use. The Neocolor aquarelle crayons. I guess that's what they are. They're very pigmented. Well, we're gonna experience that because I haven't used them yet. So we're gonna try them together. I did a test with something else. Yeah, that wasn't so good. Not using these, but other crayons. What I'm doing is I've got the square TN here. And I'm going to, I just explained, Femke, what I got. Or did I miss your comment before? This is I call this my play journal. Here, this is where I experiment, where I just make fun little things that I like when I feel like playing. So there's loads of different styles, different techniques, different fun things in there. But that's also what I like. And I can flick through this and think and get inspiration from it and think, oh, this is nice. This was a fun technique. I can do that for a card or for a journal page. Hi, Els. So yeah, like this is where I was playing with Anja's stamps and dies. This was one I made a while ago. Still love this one. So yeah, I'm going to make a page to go into this journal. So that means I need a square die. So what I'm doing is I've used this die from the Timeless Rounded Corner, the 2034, and I've cut out my base page. That's this one. So that's going to be the base for what we're going to do today. I've got some old Chinese book paper. I'm not even sure it's Chinese, because then it would, yeah, it is Chinese, because this is where I don't know. I got this from Esther a while ago. So yeah, I love that, a play journal, just to experiment and do, just do fun things in your journal. Have play, that's what it is. So that's what I'm going to do. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to rip this, I'm going to tear off a bit here. So this is ripping therapy, scheurtherapie in Dutch. So I'm just gonna do that and do the same here, just to make some fun little papers. The Caran d'Ache crayons, and I got them 50% off, so that was a good deal. So just tear off a bit here and a bit from the bottom, So that's going to go on this side of the page. And this is just going to give it texture. And on this side I will do the same. Yeah. So that's going to be there. Do I want it like this? This could be... No, I'm just going to do it like this. Sorry, I'm making up my mind as I go. As I said, this is inspired by someone. Oh, let me... I was on YouTube, Susanna Rose Art, and she did something not similar, but something like this. And then I thought, oh, that's fun. She used these. I was looking at these techniques for these crayons, and I came across her. So now that's ready to go. So I've got just a piece of copy of paper here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a glue stick to glue this down. So I'm just going to cover that up. Good evening, everybody that just came in. Good to see you. Nice to have you here. Oh, that's not good. Don't like that. Okay. I will just stick this down. And it doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to be perfect, because it's going to be covered up anyway. Don't do that on your mat, David. It's one of those days. It's been like this the whole day. So that's going to be on there. Like so. And I don't have a clue whether this is the right way or not. It's Chinese, I don't care. It's just going to give texture in the background. That's fairly what it is. So this one can go away. Now, that needs to dry. Just let me really varnish this down. Bone folder, and actually I saw Tony yesterday. I thought that was brilliant, using a brayer. And I thought that was a good idea, because that really gets it down. Got to remember that. Thought about it now, so that's already good. Then I need... Okay, this is a mystery. I just had that here. Where did I put that then? Huh? Well, that's a crucial element. Oh, here it is. Right under my nose. Clear gesso. Don't use white. Clear gesso. And I'm going to cover up this whole page. Ew, this is messy. Throwing this away. There we go. I'm already making a mess. And what I'm doing is I'm going to apply that using a spatula, silicone rubbery spatula. So I'm just going to cover this whole page in clear gesso. And that means that this paper will take everything I will throw at it in a minute, without harming the paper or the delicate paper. Did you get it, Belinda? That's good. I hope you get time to play soon, because it's fun. It's hard to get at the moment. I spoke to Marloes. As soon as she can order it, she will, and then she will let me know, and I will let you guys know by doing another video about it. I think that's a good idea, right? Okay, that's that. Let's close this up. This needs to dry, obviously. And it's clear gesso, so it will dry clear. So clean up my mat, clean up my fingers. There we go. is your big... No, it's from a craft store. It's from a brand, I think it's from Finnabair. You know Finnabair? These are from Finnabair. So, oh, the big one is the same. Let's dry that, shall we? That's weird. Oh well. I've lost the heat tool. Can you believe it? This is really funny. Oh well, this one works as well. Yeah, losing tiny things, that's normal, but using a complete heat tool? But I think I found it. Yeah. Too complicated to explain. But this is better noise-wise, so let me just do that. So, this is now all covered in gesso, and that will also secure that paper a bit more. Throwing things on the floor that should not be on the floor. There we go. I always stand in my craft room, especially when videoing. I've got a chair, which I hardly ever use. And I think it's better for my neck and my back. So, because I just stand on both feet and yeah. Okay, that's dry. That's cool. And then let the playing begin, shall we? So, what I'm going to do, I've pulled out some colors. I always think this is a really nice combination. And I'm going to start with the blue. I'm just going to scribble this on. Like that, here and there. And here. No rhyme or reason, I'm just scribbling. Yeah, all these pastes tend to dry out. And a bit here. Just, it's funny, it's picking up the texture that is in my plates, which you don't see in the white, but now you see it. Oh well. And some here. I'm not going to be bothered about the middle here. And then I'm coming in with the green. This is a really nice yellowy lime green. Hi, Anita. Yeah, well, this is coloring like a baby, Anita. I can do that. No issue. And some here. And then I will come in with the orange. So, this is something everybody can do. And I'm loving these colors. It is fun. It is fun. Do I want some here? Why not? And then I'm just going to put some accents of the magenta here and there. Not too much because I don't want that to overtake, but okay, well, project done. No, it's not. Now, I'm going to spritz this with water. And with my finger, I'm gonna sort of activate the pigment. And as Tim says, switch tools if you switch colors. I thought that was funny. But it can be a bit messy. That's not a problem for me. I'm just sort of connecting the dots here and there. But this completely changes the texture on the paste. And I love the fact that it's still transparent. You can still see through the texture that we have sticked on there using the paper. This one. Did I? No, blue. Missed a bit. Okay, now I need something to clean my fingers. And I'll have a look. Yeah, good enough, I think. Love the vibrancy of these colors. Wow. I did a similar thing, a test, using, and I don't like to bash products, but I'm just comparing Dina Wakley Media Scribble Sticks. No pigment. You can't compare. I see that now. I also want these colors to run a bit now that they are sort of blended onto the paper. And then I'm going to dry this again. And I don't mind the drips, I like the drips, so I'm going to let that do its thing. So yeah, this is coming together nicely so far, but I'm not done yet. Don't get me wrong. Just let me clean this mess up while I'm at it. I love this strip there. Probably going to get covered up, but there we go. Yeah, that will be fun. I can dip in them then. Nothing. I'm gonna embrace the white spot. Okay, that's done. Cool. Well, I'm finished for today. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take this stamp from the journal dates and months, the CS293, which is, I'm lying. I'm gonna take this stencil first. I'm gonna take this stencil. I put on a 1, just so I know that this comes from the journal stencils 1. And I'm gonna take my baby wipe, and I'm gonna position this. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking off some color here and there. Not everywhere, not over the whole page. But I'm just gonna, hi Yona. Take a clean piece, just fold your thingy. You see what nice texture that gives? And that's fun with working with this water reactive stuff, that you can do that. Yep. See that? Very cool. So that's that. Dry again. There's a lot of drying involved in this process. But I just love how that gives texture. Okay, that's dry. Now I'm going to take my stamp, which I have on a block here, and my Furs of Fine Clair, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to do some stamping over this. Again, just for layered texture. I'm going to do a bit here, and I'm loving this stamp still. Second generation. I don't have a rainbow journal, Femke. Do I? No. It's in my play journal. I just explained that in the beginning. There we go. There's some nice texture on there. Again, building up on the layers. And this stamp is perfect for that. First generation, second generation. So I'm going to put this to the side because I need to do something else. I've got a butterfly and a circle. Well, this is a bit of a crooked circle. This comes from the new moon thingy from Tim Holtz. I put it away already. Did I? Yeah, I've already put it away. But this is the base. You know, remember last week I did the wonky moon? I just thought this would be a nice shape instead of a pure circle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my crayons again to give this some color. So I'm just going to scribble on, as I did with the paper. Just some color here and there. Some blue. And I want the blue to be the majority. Some magenta in between. There we go. I like that. And again, this is like a child drawing, well, worse. I've seen better paintings from children, but... And spritz this again with water. And this time I'm just going to really spritz the bazinga out of it. And I'll let that just do its thing a bit. Because I don't want to create too much mud, but I do want movement in this, and I like a bit of texture, so I'm just going to let that sit for a moment before I dry it, and then I'm going to color my butterfly. So fairly it's going to be the same. I'm going to color that with these crayons. So just going over the wings with the blue, the top of the wings with the blue. Try them again. The big one, Femke. It's fun. I have the Tim Holtz one as well. Probably you can do this with the Tim Holtz ones. I'm pretty sure. So I'm just gonna use these three colors on here. And then I'm just gonna, is this gonna work? Yeah, sort of. Smudge that out. Just wet my finger. That might work better. Yes. There we go. So this is a butterfly coming from the Ticket to Fly Free set. I just think these butterflies are fun to use on all sorts of things. I love butterflies anyway. So just pulling that color out a bit. Lovely. And it's different than with, I think, yeah, it's softer. Hi, Anneke. Oh, don't put this in the water because it's water reactive. There we go. Okay, I will just dry this one now. It's done its thing. It's got nice movement. And then I'm gonna do some stamping on it. Absolutely. It's fun to play with your fingers. Okay. I'm gonna take a piece of paper towel and I'm gonna spritz into my hand and I'm gonna dump that onto my circle. I'll let that sit for a second. And then I'm gonna press some paper towel on there. That did not do much, so try again. Just gonna let that sit for a while. You would expect that to work because it's water reactive, but no. Okay, well then we don't have splatters. I'm gonna do enough stuff to this anyway. Now I just have to dry it again for something that didn't work. There we go. We experiment together. Just want this a bit softer. I saw the lines of my artwork there. Do not want that. There we go. That's better. While I'm drying this, I've got 3 little stamps here on my block. These stamps come from the CS303 back in time. That's those little ones. And I'm going to stamp these onto my circle. So what I'm doing is inking that up with black. And stamp that on here like that. Yep. And then I'm gonna ink it up again, reposition them and go down a bit, like so, to create a fuller, see? I'm just gonna do one more here. Love that. Yeah. Second generation. That's nice. I just want it a bit fuller. So I'm going to do a second generation right there. There. That's more in the background. So I've got a nice bouquet of flowers there now. That was the goal. So what I'm going to do next, after I clean up my mess, just let me clean my desk for a minute. There we go. So I've got my base page ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place this one right there in the center with my foliage on the down side. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Els. Els is back in the States. after a couple of weeks here in the Netherlands. It was good seeing you, Els. There we go. So I'm going to place this. I don't want it smack in the middle, so I'm going to put it a bit to this side, that side. That's why I like the wonky circle as well. It's not going to be smack in the middle. So that is on there. Now I think it's just a bit plain. So what I'm going to do, I've got a black crayon. Yeah, that would be fun, but because we have to retreat in Canada right after, that would not work out. What I'm going to do, with that black crayon, I'm just going to go around this circle. So I'll go around it. And I'm pretty sure this will give me a fun effect. This is already better, it gives it dimension, but I'm gonna do something to it. Wet a brush. Is it clean? It's clean, that's a miracle. And I'm gonna activate that pigment and also go over that, but I think I will just go around again with my crayon. But with this, I'm just giving it dimension, pulling that darker color out, giving it a bit of shadow. Yeah, it was fun, Els, seeing everybody, and I can imagine. So I'm just going to go over this circle now on the top, just on the edge. Just scribbling on a bit of that pigment. And I love the messy look this gives. It gives it sort of a shadow, and that's what I like. I'm concentrating now. You see, guys, I'm going quiet again. There we go. Just a bit more here. Then I'm going to clean off my brush, and I'm just going to soften that edge a bit. Don't want that hard line there. Love this. Look at that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, and I need to figure out, am I going to try it with this brush. I'm going to dip this in the water. And I've got this brush, and I'm going to splatter. Yeah, that works. Cool. Now the splatter is everywhere except on my card. There we go. That's better. I like big splatters, and I cannot lie. So splatter that on there. And I'm going to splatter a bit on my... This is fun, that you can just do that directly from the crayon. Splatter a bit on that butterfly as well. There we go. It's really bright and colorful. That's one thing that's for sure. Cleanup time. Dry this one off. Then I'm going to glue my butterfly right here. A bit more there, I think. But what I'm doing first, I'm going to dry this and going to make the fold, because then I'm really sure where to put it. Thank you guys. Hey Marion. Good point, Belinda. Don't melt your crayons. So yeah, you've got loads of texture on there now. You've got the splatters, you've got the stamping, you've got the stencil, you've got the text from the book. So I love that, building up these layers, just having a bit of fun like that. But we're not done yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, thank you, my black crayon, and I'm just going to go on the side like that, because I want this edge to be black as well. So I'm just going to go around that. And with a wet finger, oh, stay there. I'm just going to activate that pigment and let it flow a bit. So I'm not going to be a control freak. It can flow where it wants to go. That rhymes. As I said, it's one of those days. While I'm finger painting, if you haven't done so yet, give this video a thumbs up. That will help other people to find me, find this video. So I think this is really, really nice. And I like the messy edge. I'm just gonna, yep, that's enough. And guess what I'm gonna do now? Dry again. Exactly, Belinda, you got it. So now I'm going to take out my scoring board and a score tool, just one of these things, and I'm going to score at 10 centimeters right down the middle. Now normally I would not definitely score this, but because this has a couple of layers of watercolor paper and the gesso on, I just thought that it might be better if I would just score that really strongly, so that makes the fold better and easier to do. Okay. And then I will just fold this in half. Use my bone folder to enforce that fold, because that, as I said, there's two layers in there. Well, there's no fold line in my dies, but I just wanted to make sure that it would crease well on that paper there. And then I'm going to put this butterfly right here, and that needs to fold with the page as well. So I'm going to make sure that it's glued down really, really well. Where do I want that? A bit higher there. I'm just going to spread out the glue with my finger. Then I make sure it's everywhere and it does not ooze out. Place that right there. There we go. There. Oh, I was too soon with that, but the fold is in there now. That's the main thing. This needs to dry. Now, what I'm going to do next, because now it's a lot of black accents, and I want to freshen it up ever so slightly. So what I'm going to do, I've got this stuff, which is pretty cool. It's called bleed proof white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tiny little bit of that on my brush thingy. I'm just going to put some on my mat. Pick that up. Need to thin it out a bit more, I think. Yep, there we go. And the white splatter just freshens it up ever so slightly. I got this stuff off Amazon. I've got white splatters everywhere now, but hey, I don't mind. It's called Dr. Martens Bleed Proof White. And what it says, all this stuff is water reactive, but it will not take on the color of what's underneath, which I think is nice. Then, last but not least, I've got some of my sentiments here. You know, I've made this up front, embossed it, and I'm just cutting out what I need at the time. This is from the CS3005 Journal Phrases 2. And I'm just going to see what I want to put there. I like Now Is the Time. So let's trim that one off. Yeah, it's fantastic that it stays white. That's why I love that stuff. Marga gave me the tip. That's going to be there. And then time waits for no one. I think that's a nice saying to go with the other one. So I'm not sure I will be live next week, because to be honest, I'm very busy. 2 retreats coming up, so I'm starting my retreat prep this weekend, cutting everything out, and that is going to be my priority for next week. So I'm not 100% sure whether I'll be live, yes or no, next week, but we'll find out, right? So I want to balance it out. I just want 2 sentiments on there. Now's the time, and time waits for no one. So that's, again, with the white splatter, pulling that white out of there. So I'm going to glue that down. And put that right there. Not etching it. I don't want this to look too grungy, because there's enough grunge on the page already. So that's a first for me. Sort of straight, sort of straight. So that's that. I'm gonna have to dry this for a bit, because the white splatters are not dry yet. Thank you all. So last week someone asked me, how do you glue your pages together? Because sometimes I just fold them and sometimes I think, oh, this is too pretty. I want this to be in my journal in a different way. So let me show you how I did that. It's really nothing, it's no rocket science, but I will just do that here. So what I do is I fold the page and line it up like that. I just put glue. You can do this with your double-sided adhesive, but this gives me wiggle time, and for this I need wiggle time. Am I the only one who says, who's got, when you say wiggle time, thinks about the song? Don't stop, wiggle, wiggle. So put a good amount of glue on there. Just smooth that out towards the edges so that the edges get glued down really well. And then you line it up like so. And fairly, that's all that's to it. That's all that's to it. Like this. And then you've got that in your journal. And I always think when you put the pages in a journal, they look, yeah, even more beautiful than when they're not. So, yeah, here's the finished result for today. I love this. It's really, yeah, dreamy, as Femke said. That's the correct word. But it's got nice depth and texture and everything. So, yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. As I said, give this video a thumbs up. Let me switch cameras. You've seen this now enough. I will put a photo up in the groups. Front cam. There we go. So thank you guys for joining me. It was fun to have you here tonight. I had a blast. I hope you liked it too. And I would love to see you the next time. Tomorrow, Elizabeth Craft Designs Facebook page. I'll be there. I'm going to be playing with Esther's new release in a journal. That's going to be fun. At least, I hope so. This was fun. So that's one for the win. Thank you for joining me, and I would love to see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. Hallo.
Allemaal goed gegaan.